Hey guys, what's going on? Jebb here, and today I'm going to be bringing you a market update for the 18th of March 2018. I'm going to be talking about this absolute bloodbath that we are seeing here on CoinMarketCap. I'm going to talk about some things in the market and in the cryptocurrency market as a whole that you're going to want to look at that may be signaling the bottom coming very soon. I think we are getting close to the bottom, but I'll be talking about that when I do some technical analysis on the Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin charts later on in the video. But if you enjoyed the video, you should definitely think about leaving a like and subscribing because I make cryptocurrency videos every single day. So let's get right into it. Bitcoin is hovering right around $7,500 in price. Its market capitalization is hovering right around $125 billion. And before we really dive into this video, I want to talk about that because a lot of people think that the sky's falling. A lot of people think the floor is falling out of cryptocurrency and Bitcoin's going down to $100 or something. First of all, if it does, that's a good thing because then you can buy a ton of it. So don't freak out about that. Second of all, cryptocurrency blockchain is going absolutely nowhere. This technology is going to revolutionize the way that we do finance. It's going to revolutionize so many aspects of our lives. Cryptocurrency has not even begun, so don't worry about Bitcoin just dying. It's not going to happen. The third thing I want to talk about is a year ago, a $7,500 Bitcoin was an insanely expensive Bitcoin. 1 year ago today, Bitcoin was worth somewhere around $1,500 if I have my memory correctly. I'll show you on the chart. But don't worry about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency going to zero. A lot of these altcoins are probably going to go to zero because a lot of them don't have proven technology. But Bitcoin does have a proven technology. Bitcoin is one of the only cryptocurrencies on this market that has an actual use case that has been proven to work. It is a cryptocurrency that I don't think is really going to go very far. Or go very far down, I should say. I think it's going to go very, very far to the upside. But anyway, a lot of these other altcoins are down by double-digit percentages. Litecoin is the only one not down by a double-digit percent, and I have a feeling if we refresh here, it will be. Nope, it's actually not. So a lot of these altcoins like Ethereum just got slammed last night. I'll show you that in a second. Neo, same thing. Cardano, same thing. EOS, same thing. EOS is threatening to drop out of the top 10, which, I mean, its blockchain hasn't even been launched yet, so it's kind of overvalued for it to be in the top 10, but I still think this is a good buy for EOS. We'll see what happens, though. EOS's value is based a lot on the promises of their blockchain, so we'll see if it actually comes to fruition as they say it will. If it does, I think EOS is going to be a very good project to buy into at this point rather than after the blockchain goes live, because after the blockchain goes live, the actual project will be worth a lot more than it is now. Litecoin is another coin I want to talk about. I'm going to be doing some technical analysis on that. The first thing I want to talk about before we get into that, though, is first, the Bitcoin dominance is continuing to rise. Let's see if we can go here without my computer lagging. The Bitcoin dominance, its low was right around 32.5%. I talk about this in most of my market update videos because it's actually very important. The low down here, if I can get it right around there, Bitcoin's dominance, I think that goes down to about 32.5% if we were to zoom in. Its dominance is actually recovering quite a bit. It's actually starting to rise, which is good because that means a lot of these altcoins were kind of overvalued and their value is starting to flow back into Bitcoin, which can help Bitcoin actually start a bull run, which would bring the altcoins back up, which is partially why I think Bitcoin's only down 6% and a lot of these altcoins are down double-digit percents, upwards of 20% retracement. Next thing I want to talk about is the market capitalization as a whole here, because we're actually seeing a double bottom on the market capitalization as a whole. If we come in here to the 3 month, if we zoom this out, or zoom this in a little bit so we can actually see, right there, we had a bottom back here February 6th when Bitcoin ran down to $6,000. We had a bottom of $279 billion, and wouldn't you guess, we have a bottom right now of $279 billion as we speak. I shouldn't say a bottom because we don't know we're at the bottom yet. I don't think we are at the bottom yet, actually, but I'll be talking about that in just a second. But we are seeing that we're getting very close to the bottom of the total market capitalization that we saw back in February, in early February. So you can take that how you will. But let's get on to the Bitcoin chart. I have a lot of technical analysis to do on these 3 charts, especially if I'm going to talk about 5 different charts. You'll see what I mean in a second. No, go away. I didn't ask for you. Let's go to Bitcoin over USD. I had Cardano up there for a second. Bitcoin has a lot of things that I want to talk about. I talk about this in a lot of videos, but I'm just going to start. I'm just going to start from the short term. Let's go into 1 hour, and then I'm going to talk about more of the longer term trends. In the hour chart right here, if we zoom in, this little downtrend that we're seeing here, we're seeing a wedge forming, a descending wedge. As you can see, we have a trend line, touch, 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 and now we're getting a touch on it right now as we're falling through the floor as I record this video. And the wedge, the resistance downtrend is what the word I was thinking of, has a touch here, 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 and here. And a lot of times these wedges that are pointed either bullish or bearish, they typically indicate a reversal. So this is actually a good pattern. This one right here and that one right there forming the little market that we're in right now. This is actually a good thing because this means that the bottoms are falling slower than the top, than the highs of the retracement are falling faster than the bottoms are, which means that a formation like this normally indicates that a bull market will come. Or that a bullish reversal will come anyway, not necessarily that a bull market will come. And I think that's going to end up, I think what's probably going to happen here is that we're probably going to fall below this trend line and we're going to hit this long-term uptrend right here, which I talk about this in a lot of videos because a lot of people haven't seen this uptrend. It's a very important uptrend. If we come out here to the 4 hour, if my chart will load, then we can see that this uptrend has a touchdown here at 1800. Has a touchdown here, as you can see, this was the 3000 bull run. Has a touchdown here at 1800, has a touchdown here at 3000, has a touch right here at 6000. And if we were to touch it again and get support on it and actually validate this uptrend with four touches, that'd be very good for the uptrend. And I kind of think we're going to pull back here to right around 6,700, 6,800, touch this uptrend, and then start going back into bullish territory. If we don't, the last real line of defense is $6,000, and then you could make an argument for $5,000 as the high back here. But really, if we fall below this trend line and below 6,000, then you might actually convince me to be a little bit more bearish for the long term on Bitcoin. But I'm not bearish yet. I still think there's a lot of room to run for Bitcoin in the rest of 2018. I definitely think we can get back to the all-time high and go further. Another thing I want to point out, I talk about this in pretty much every one of these videos, is this M pattern. This double top pattern. There's a very good technical reason why that double top pattern formed, but I'm not really going to talk about it in this video because it's just not important. But we do have a double top here, and that typically means that we're going to have a big retracement. I didn't expect us to have that massive of a retracement. I thought we'd get support right here, or even support right here, because it looked like yesterday we were going to form a double bottom right here at 7,800, which I was actually... But Bitcoin looks like it's falling. We have a very large red candlestick here on the 4 hour chart. I think it's probably going to break out of this downtrend, get support here at this uptrend, or at 6,000, and then that's probably going to be the bottom. What I'm actually really hoping for is that we fall out of this and go straight to this and just have an absolute flush, because that would give us a ton of volume, as we can see if we turn volume on. I said, as we can see if we turn volume on. Hello, come on, load. Hang on a second. You can do it. As you can see, when we fell off a cliff over here down to $6,000, we had a huge volume climax, which gave us the energy to have this nice little bull run up here to 11.7. And if we could just crash down here to 6,800 or even 6,000 in the next couple of days, that would be a lot of volume. That would draw the institutional investors back in, and I think we would have a nice little reversal here. If we could get a double bottom here, that would be very good, but I would prefer us to get support at this uptrend. Alright, so that's what I want to talk about on Bitcoin. Let's move on to Ethereum. I'm going to talk about the Ethereum and the Ethereum over USD and the Ethereum over Bitcoin charts, because a lot of people ask me why I don't do technical analysis on Ethereum over Bitcoin, and the reason I don't normally do that is because a lot of people trade Ethereum and Litecoin particularly over USD with exchanges like Coinbase and GDAX, etc. So we're going to be talking about both of them today, because there are different things to look at depending on which chart you're looking at. So Ethereum over USD is not looking very good. Last night I was kind of hoping for it to get a double bottom here at about 580. As you can see, if we almost got one here. We had a touch on this and got support at, and then we had a little bit of a false recovery, and then we fell straight through it, and the bottom's just falling out of Ethereum right now. Ethereum's not dead or anything. It's just giving you better and better opportunities to buy. That's all it's doing. What Ethereum... The next real level of support for Ethereum, it was this double bottom because we had support over here, but the next real level of support for Ethereum over USD is basically where it is right now, right around $475. As you can see, we're touching it right now. We have a lot of support over there. Below that, it's about $380. We'll see what happens. I don't know. We are still under, or actually, are we still under? We're still above this downtrend, which is very important. But we are still below this one. I didn't know if that had broken, and it had. And so we are still in the Ethereum over USD trading channel that we were in for Bitcoin that we find. Actually, we're still in Bitcoins also, because Bitcoin did manage to get out of it. All right, let's go to Ethereum over Bitcoin. Ethereum over Bitcoin, kind of the same deal. We're falling through the floor. The last real level of support we had here for a little while was this right here, this area right here. It was like right here. We have a lot of support in this range between about what was that, 5 million satoshis of 500,000 satoshis, in between right here and right here. We'll see what happens. A lot of the altcoins are seeing a very similar trend like this, where they're just falling, as a lot of value continues to move back into Bitcoin, which is actually a good thing, because it means that we may end up seeing a Bitcoin bull market form in the next couple of days, as a lot of the value in altcoins has a little bit of an exodus and moves into Bitcoin. Hopefully that can help prop Bitcoin up and keep it above those uptrends and those trend lines that I was showing you a second ago. All right, let's talk about Litecoin. Litecoin is an amazing buy right now if you're looking at from the Bitcoin, the Litecoin over US dollar valuation. It's falling below its trading channel, which is not really a good thing. I bet we could redraw this and say that it's still in it, but I honestly don't think that it's going to stay in it for a long time. I think it's just going to continue to drop below this. Honestly, what I could see Litecoin doing here is just falling right down here to where we have this double bottom here, down around $105. If it hits this level at $105, that is an amazing buying opportunity for Litecoin. If you're looking to go long on Litecoin, there's your opportunity. That would be a really good buy. Litecoin over Bitcoin, kind of a similar thing to Ethereum. It's just, well, actually, no, I was thinking of another cryptocurrency. I'm sorry. What Litecoin over Bitcoin is doing is it had a little bit of a triangle formation here. You guys know I love my wedges. It broke bearish out of it, which is not great, but it's still very high over the Bitcoin valuation compared to where it was up here. You could almost call it, well, it's actually very close to its Litecoin over Bitcoin. It's Litecoin over Bitcoin all-time high up here at right around here. Actually, it's not an all-time high because we have some more action over here. But well, yeah, that is because it's not that high over here. But either way, we're still very high on this chart with the Litecoin over Bitcoin valuation. So keep that in mind. If we come out here to the day chart, I just want to look at the RSI on some of these. The RSI on Litecoin over Bitcoin is not very overextended. Litecoin over USD, let's see. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's starting to get down here to oversold. What I would like to see is us have a bottom here in the next couple of days with Litecoin. If we came back here to $105 and then validated $105 as a very powerful level of support, I'd also be pretty happy about that. But right now things are kind of just falling off a cliff, so we're going to see what happens. Ethereum, I have a feeling it's getting close to being oversold on the RSI. It's very oversold in the RSI. Yeah, look at that. It's down here to almost 20 on the RSI, so that is technically a pretty good buy from a technical standpoint. I mean, I know Bitcoin is. Yeah, Bitcoin is. What I would like to see is Bitcoin continue to fall and hit this uptrend. Like I told you, that's a very important uptrend. That uptrend gives us support up to about 12,000 by the end of the year, if I remember correctly. Yep, 12,500. So if we can validate that and bounce off of it and go up here to like all-time high around, I don't know, May or early June, it's probably going to be into June before we see an all-time high at this point because we've just seen so much retracement. We're still under this long-term downtrend right here, which we need to get above that. We got above it for a little while, but now we're back below it. But we need to get above it, and I think we're going to be getting back above it by the end of this month. If we can do that, that's going to be very good because we're going to be getting out of this trading channel that I talk so much about on the channel. We need to get out of that. That's really what's holding us down. Not only that, but a lot of news has been coming out, and the altcoins just bleeding. Hasn't really helped the market at all. But anyway, guys, I've rambled on a lot. I hope I've given you some good information today about Bitcoin and Ethereum and Litecoin. I don't have time to get to the other cryptocurrencies today, but we'll leave that for another video. But if you enjoyed the video, like I said, you should definitely think about leaving a like and subscribing. And you should also join the Discord. I was just talking to some guys in the Discord before the video started, and I'm probably going to talk to them after the video is done being recorded. Shout out to Crazy Cam, Reader Boy, probably butchered your name, and Boom Shakalaka. I love people's screen names online. They're normally pretty funny. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.